What's good, everybody? Jay Coffee Talk here, back again with another video for you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Sub to the channel, all that good stuff. But I want to get right into this and kind of summarize this all up, man. As you guys, know anyone hip-hop fans, you know what I'm saying, to stay up on the news, everything that's going on. We know, once again, Wack100 has been, I guess we could say, dominating the headlines. You feel me? Like, constantly in the news, daily. You know what I mean? Which is his goal. It's his goal, you know what I'm saying? And I've done quite a few videos that, he's been the topic of and been involved in recently. And I just kind of wanted to go over the truth about Wack100. You know what I mean? Because he's almost mocking the people now with what the truth truly is. You know what I mean? And he finds it funny because he's doing exactly what he wants. Like, he's getting the results exactly that he wants. The views, the attention, the promo, and all that. Like right now, Game is his client. And, Game just dropped the album. So, of course, it's more in his interest to be in the news, in the headlines more than ever. And, he sees these things, you see these posts he drops like, y'all, your mind's going to be blown with this next post. And you know what I'm saying? Big U scolded me and just clowning around. But the truth about Wack100 really is that this man is obviously a businessman. You feel me? I mean, the dude's got his truck business, which, he still has, you know what I'm saying? He still has. We see him from time to time in, driving the truck. It's just, truck driving is a lucrative business. It's a good business. Anyone, you know what I'm saying, out there, any truck drivers, tap it in the comments, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, throw up a trucker emoji or something, man. You know what I mean? Funny sidebar real quick. When him and 40 Glock were going at it, hard body, I don't know if you guys remember, 40 Glock dropped a funny ass meme where he put Wack100's face on a trucker, and it was like, what happens in the bunk stays in the bunk, or some shit like that, man. That shit was hilarious. But anyways, the man's a trucker, very business minded. He knows how to monetize things. He built connections. The guy's been around for a minute. You know what I mean? He got in with Suge Knight, which someone from his hood was locked up with Suge. You know what I mean? And he was running with Suge during the road days. You know what I mean? Towards the end of Death Row. And he made that connection, and he was around the industry, and he met a lot of people and maneuvered around like that. You know what I mean? Like, he was in the industry, but he wasn't. And as we know, one of his allies in this whole hip hop game has been Big U, and we've seen them at times. I mean, obviously, we're not privy to everything that goes on between them, but we've seen at times where Big U kind of came out, like, you stop seeing Wack constantly referencing Big U. You know what I'm saying? He was name dropping Big U like it was a Game song. The way Game be name dropping everyone. Wack100 was doing that on his little IG posts and his troll beefs that he was always in. On Instagram, he would steady drop Big U's name. You know what I mean? And when he really came up, as we know, you know what I'm saying, he's worked with Ray J, Soulja Boy, and some others. But his real come up in the music industry was obviously becoming the manager to the Game. And their relationship's always been kind of funny style. And from the way that they work with each other, you could, I've mentioned this in another video, but I wanted to just get in and describe it a little more here. It's kind of like borderline extortion. You know what I'm saying? We've all heard that story of how 40 Glock, I believe it was it in Hollywood? I don't recall exactly where it was. Like I said, it's in the Prodigy audio book. The Game rapped about it in a song. Spider Loc talked about it, how, Wack100 would constantly erroneously throw Spider Loc in that mix. You know what I'm saying? Because he used to name drop Spider all the time. That's what I mean. You know what I mean? He name drops people just like a Game song. And it's kind of crazy. Him and the Game go so well with each other. You feel me? And they're very similar. But, you know, Suge Knight and Wack100 came down there to kind of mediate an issue where they had the game hemmed up, 40 Glock and a bunch of goons, and it wasn't looking good, and they got game a pass. But Wack100, you know what I'm saying, became the manager that day. And ever since then, you know what I'm saying, we've seen some funny things go on. Kind of like right now where he's constantly in the headlines, running his mouth. You know what I'm saying? We know what he's been talking about. I ain't even got to really get into it or explain it or anything. And we know, you know, TMZ just kind of called the game out on it. Yo, game, how you go so hard repping, you know what I'm saying, for Nip, and Wack goes so hard kind of throwing disrespect and shade at him. How does that work, game? How do you move like that? And that just kind of shows their relationship. Game kind of, I don't know, that I believe maybe he does kind of fear Wack. I don't know what it is, but it seems like Wack has the game in check. And something else I want to throw out there that a lot of people seem to forget. This is leaked out through a few different people in the game, and I've covered this in other videos. It's obvious to anyone that the game did get put to sleep at Fox Hills Mall by, rest in peace, Rosemo 700. And there's been word, you know, within the industry through actual sources, credible sources. You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't just something I've read and heard in videos. I've spoke to people in the game. Like, just because my YouTube channel ain't that big, don't think that I don't have a couple sources out there. You feel me? And word is that Wack has game, that footage from the mall of game getting put to sleep. Okay, you can go watch my other video. If you want a link, let me know. I'll give you the link to the video, you know, summarizing how it's apparent and just easy call that the game got put to sleep. So you got to understand, Wack's got that, you know, footage of game getting put to sleep. He saved the game when 40 Glock and them were, you know, ran down on him. He's got dirt on the game. And we even heard in that leaked phone call that came out where Wack was speaking about how the game isn't in Compton like that. He don't really have stripes like that. It's all image. And, you know, this was obviously Wack's big come up. And then when we, you know, Wack tried, like I've constantly said, when he knocked Stitches out and we got personally very familiar with Wack100, and after that, you know, we really saw the trolling, you know, which equals, the trolling, the controversy, the views, the promo, you know what I'm saying? Being in the news and helping his clients because of his BS that he's pulling, his trolling. It all equals money for Wack. You know what I'm saying? It's all moves in Wack's favor. And Stitches, knocking Stitches out was like how the everyday hip hop fan got a lot more familiar with Wack100 on a personal level, like that we knew him at, like, who he was by name, you know what I'm saying, where people wanted to interview him, and we seen him do some interviews and things of that nature. Before that, Wack, it was a strange relationship, you feel me? Game actually had another manager named Teue, who 40 Glock put to sleep in Vegas, but it was just weird. It's like how we got two managers and why, because the Wack management deal was suspect. Game was extorted into it. But anyways, he tried to do this prior to that. You feel me? He tried to go viral like he did and get the, you know, he been planned. This is what I'm trying to say. He been planned once he got in with the game to find a way to blow up personally to where people wanted to hear from him, and then he could move on to other projects outside of the game. You know what I'm saying? Other people would want him to be a manager. He could look for new talent. You know, it was all furthering his stock in the rap game as a manager. And that's what I mean. Everyone is taking what this man says way too serious. You feel me? He's just talking in circles a lot of the time, you know, trying to debate and argue with people about the controversial things he says. Like I said, we're seeing what's going on now. We seen it when the Tupac movie was coming out. It's like the exact same thing. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to take another legendary, iconic figure in the rap game and, you know, shit all over his legacy. and it's just all the trolling game. That's the truth about Wack100. He's a businessman who's a hard body troll, and you know, it is what it is. And he talks all these different principles that he has and everything and all this and that. It's all trolling. It's all for the controversy. It's all for the promo. That's the truth about Wack100. Now, anyways, what I was saying, though, is before Stitches, he tried to go viral like this. If you recall, when the Game 40 Glock incident happened where the game jumped him and edited up that tape, you feel me? He called into Shady 45 and talked his ass off about how he was the reason no one's dead yet. Him and Big U is OGs out here in the rap game, keeping everything together on the West Coast. And, you know, things can get tricky messing with the Wack. You know what I mean? He tried then, but it went over, and some, you know, hip-hop fans that weren't aware of Wack did get more familiar with them, but not the way it went when he slept Stitches. You got to realize, Stitches was over with a different crowd in hip-hop. Stitches was over, you know, blowing up with, like, ICP fans and a lot of those type of fans in hip-hop. You feel me? So when he slept Stitches, everyone took notice, and he really started turning up with the trolling, and everyone took notice of that. So it was almost like a genius move. You know what I mean? And the funny thing is, you seen, you know, if anyone's noticed, Wack and Stitches communicate and have, you know, put up posts on Instagram. There was even a point in time Wack was saying he was managing Stitches, and they've made it clear that they talk and they're good money and everything. And he just, I don't know, he sunned Stitches. Stitches even got jumped. It almost makes you wonder if Wack had something to do with that incident happening. I mean, obviously not. I doubt Stitches would have wanted, you know, to get knocked out by Wack and then get his ass whooped by his mans in that video to leak out. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But it was genius for Wack. And, you know, that's what all this is, man. It's risk over reward. Because think about it. Like I said, all this controversy and everything like that, you feel me? Wack going viral all the time. It's good for him, you know, for the clients that he has that he's managing. It's good for him to get new clients that they see, you know what I'm saying, that he's got connections and that he can go viral all the time and things like that. But that's, you know, that's the reward. The risk is the things, you know, that he says and the negative energy that he brings towards him, like what's going on with Nip right now and what happened with Tupac. If you recall, you know, people are not happy about what's being said about Nip by no means. But when it was going with the Tupac situation, it was bringing a little more heat towards his way. You know what I'm saying? He had members of the Outlawz and the Outlawz family members trying to call out Wack for a fade. You know, people from his hood trying to run down on him. We seen a lot of different things happening with Wack100 back then. And that's what I mean. It's a risky game he's playing. He's getting these views, you know what I'm saying? He's steady going viral and, you know, helping his cash flow and everything like that. But he ain't Superman. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, we know Wack knows people and he's well connected and everything like that, man. But at the end of the day, like we know, anyone can get touched. And you got to wonder if Wack, someday this may catch up to him. So this is all the truth about Wack100, and he's playing this risk over reward game. You know what I mean? And it's been paying off for him, but will it continue to pay off for him? Because check it out. Not just that Wack, something could happen to him on a serious level. What's going to happen if anyone ever does air out Wack100? They do get to him and Wack gets put to sleep on tape or gets smacked around and looks soft. Will that kill all this momentum he have in the game? Will people still want him as their manager? Will he still be able to go viral and people want to see what he's talking about? Or will people laugh him off and be like, oh, this buster clown fooled us all these years. We're sick of this bozo. You know what I mean? And you can kind of see also with him managing Blueface now. And like I said, these comments that he's making that is kind of making the game look suspect. It almost seems like him and Game ain't even that tight anymore, really. You feel me? Like, obviously, Blueface is his #1 priority. You know what I mean? And I don't know, you know, it's just another sign of what's going on between him and Game. And I'm curious to see what happens if Game really does retire from the rap game this time, if we'll see any of that Rose Mode footage leak, or we'll see any other dirt come out. You know what I'm saying? Because Wack been cleaning up messes behind the scenes, and you know, he's been keeping receipts. I don't know if y'all ever seen that movie Running Scared. The one dude was like an undercover Fed, and he was running with the mob where everyone thought he was in the mafia, and he used to keep different evidence from crimes that he would, like, you know, participate in with them. And that was like the whole premise of the movie, that when they did a heist, you know, they robbed someone for some work or something like that. You know, they went like they were gonna cop, and then, you know, cop the work, you know what I'm saying, buy the work, and then it turned out into a bloody shootout, and they got him. It turned out that it was dirty cops, you know what I'm saying, that was there, that had the, you know what I'm saying, that had the work. And the guy was supposed to get rid of the gun, Paul Walker's character, rest in peace, Paul Walker, and he kept it, but the kid next door got a hold of it and shot his stepdad or whatever. But my point being is, Wack's been doing things like that. He's been keeping guns, not like metaphorically, keeping guns with bodies on it and different things like that done happen. He's got receipts for everything, you feel me? And it'll be interesting to see if the game really does retire and he's not really lucrative to Wack100 anymore. I mean, I'm saying, even if he quits rapping, obviously, you know what I mean, Game can still earn money and you know, earn Wack money. But how long, you know, will it be the same amount of money? And now that he's got Blueface, who's still in the rap game, and, you know, he's got other artists too. Wack's got a few other artists under his belt that haven't really dropped yet. You know, we don't know how their careers will go, but who's gonna call, like, what's gonna happen? Is the Game gonna get sick of being under pressure with Wack, or is Wack gonna just say, you know what, Game, you're not worth that much to me anymore. Let people, you know, see some of this stuff about you. So that's the truth about Wack100, y'all. It's all risk over reward. Everyone needs to stop taking what he says so serious. I'm gonna stop doing it on this channel. I may still report on some of the stuff that happens with Wack100, but it's just all BS and trolling, man, and that's the bottom line, because Jay Coffee Talk said so. Just clowning, y'all. But thanks for tuning in. As always, guys, I always want to hear what the people got to say, so tap in them comments. Let's talk about this. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, like, subscribe, and the notification bell. Daily content dropping on sports, music, news, life, current events, and much more. Thank you for watching. I hope that y'all subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. I'm out of here. Peace.